after it's been edited Facebook post, so then they can watch it. The censored version.
I like us in our full unadulterated glory.
There you go. I went ahead and just made us live already, Jeff.
Oh, awesome. I think Marcello's going to watch tonight.
Excellent. Make sure he joins in on the chat.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to make sure it was legit. I was doing work,
catch.
guys. I swear.
Nothing would have worked, so good catch.
Yeah, that's right. I'm the grease that makes this engine move.
That's right. It is your show.
Yeah, right. I'm like Olestra.
Okay. If we have time for an article,
chat's up.
What looked good?
Well, we got two. We got basically two of the same one.
I saw. Yeah, you gotta do survival beer.
Beer that comes with a knife.
That's pretty good. The Swiss Army of beers.
The Swiss Army one.
I also liked the Ocean's 11 meets Sideways. Little heist from Modesto up in Napa.
Yeah, the French line.
Oh yeah. Gotta remind myself.
We could just spend. We could get GABF into the interview portion. I'm sure.
Well, you and I already made sure we covered that. So now that we know what went wrong.
All right, so I'm gonna let John talk about the beer
with acai berry and quinoa.
That sounds.
And doesn't it come like with a knife?
Yeah,
a knife and like a blanket or something.
I thought you were gonna say a javelin.
Yes,
like that's a pretty good deal.
A solar blanket. Yeah, those solar blankets that you get at REI for 75 cents. Whoopee.
All right, so yeah, we'll do that one.
You know what's really cool about doing the show from here at this particular place is I'm right next to the refrigerator, so I can, keep my beer cold.
Probably a good thing.
Yeah, because I do want to make sure that I numb my palate as I drink some of this shit.
Did you have any thoughts on Dolly's question, Jeff? Are you ready for that one?
Oh shit! Yeah, let me pull that up. Hey, can we not do the French Laundry thing?
Yeah, we won't.
Okay.
Or
sorry, me.
Do you
no, that is totally fine. I don't have any say, anyways. I just thought it was ridiculous.
we've actually talked about it a couple times, and it was like I threw up in the notes last week, and then I just lost interest in the last 5 days.
Yeah, well, it's pretty much an open shut case.
Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, let me just. I just have to pull up a few things for Napa advice, and I do have feelings about Andrew McCutcheon too, if you care to hear.
Oh, okay. And hey guys, we have a viewer.
Oh,
it has to be Marcello. Marcello, if it's you, the chat should be working. So click that thing, it'll pop open and you can talk to us, or you can text me. And if it's not Marcello, hey, thanks for joining us. You want to text or something?
Okay. Then if it's not Marcello, then you really should click the chat button, because otherwise we're just going to call you Marcello.
Yeah. Announce yourself if you're not Marcello. All right.
All right. Anything else, guys? Or I think we should be good. Oh, I guess I should get all the audio stuff warmed up here.
The stuff we
that
can't
might
hear.
Help. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the stuff.
Somebody just shot a gun outside. Well, they were looking around. They were looking around in the field across the street. I wonder if they saw a big snake or something. Maybe the guard shot a rattlesnake or something. Stupid people.
And darn it, I wasn't recording when you said that.
Yeah, because it didn't sound like a firecracker, which are legal here. It sounded like a gunshot.
Yikes.
Oh, it is Marcello watching. Hey, Dad, if you don't see a chat button, don't worry about it. Just text me if you got a question during the show. I love you.
Aw.
Aw.
I have to run ask Kara a question real quick.
Okay.
It's germane to the show, I swear.
I understand.
He wants to find out if his fava bean cell is ready.
All right.
Also, we'll kind of be able to hear it.
No, that I don't know what just happened. That really weirded me out.
It sounded like it came from the bottom of like a Campbell's soup can.
That zipper noise?
Yeah.
That was the record scratch.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I think that should fix that. Hold on. All right, check 1 2, check 1 2. You guys give me a check.
I'm not writing you a check. What the hell?
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
All right, and okay. All right, we're good there. Now we just need Solomon.
You know what? Let's start the show without it.
Just start it.
Yeah.
Start it and see what happens.
Yes, it'll piss them off, and that will be fun.
All right. Well, then we'll do that. Let me see. Oh, we need to say what we're talking about here.
Thanks, y'all. It had to do with Dolly's question. I wanted to ask the boss like what she thought about my suggestions.
So my guess, Jeff, for great pop or pop culture reference is pop culture reference. You missed it. We started the show already, Solomon.
Oh shit. Okay. Cool. Hey everybody. Quit listening to the show. I'm just gonna eat some food.
Oh, there he's got his dinner. All right, Jeff's got his dinner, so we can get the show started. All right, here we go. Maybe. Yep. Oh, wait. Yep. You know what? I'm just going to try and give you the audio for the beginning as well. Tell me if it gets bad instantly. Is it survivable or is this terrible?
It's survivable. It's survivable.
No, it's not.
Well, give it a second. Good. Hello.
No.
Hey. Yeah. It's
No,
good.
we're good. You just won't get the audio. That's all there is to it.
Hold on a second. What's that? Yeah.
You guys can see me, or did you lose? I'll just lose video.
I just lost video.
Yeah, we can't.
Why not?
We can see each other. There we go. You're back.
What I missed?
Nothing. Here we go. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us for the We Like Drinking Show, episode 158. In this episode, we'll be discussing survivalist beer hitting the big red brewery button. And if you want to take a ride, ride the slow boy. So crack open your beer, uncork that wine, and let's get drinking. All right, people, drinkers and listeners and people on the panel, here we go. Thank you for joining us here for episode 158. Now, before we get started, Jeff Solomon, what do we like to remind the people that they should do right out of the gates?
Oh, dude. Well, you're already listening to the show, so you're a pretty smart individual. I want you to do something else really smart. I want you to pull your car over. I want you to look at your phone. I want you to see where it says "We Like Drinking" and the title of this episode probably has something to do with like cruising, like with a Wolf-Pautsch or something. Scroll down to the bottom, click subscribe. Give us that 5-star review. Let us know you're out there. We love the feedback.
Absolutely. Can't wait to hear it. Go get us that big fat 5-star review on iTunes or whatever podcast catcher app you choose. You know, we like to also in the kickoff here talk about our Patreons. Usually we highlight like a specific Patreon and what they do for the show and what they mean to the show. But this time, since you've already pulled your car over and you're already hitting the 5-star review, just close your eyes for a second and imagine us talking about you right now. That's what you could do if you visited welikedrinking.com/pledge and find out how to become a Patreon of the show. But I don't even want to mess around anymore with all this opening stuff because I want to get to who we're drinking with tonight because it's a banner show tonight. We got, you know, the normal yahoos. We've got our award-winning everything and the beardiest beard of the beards, Jeff Solomon.
That's right. Hello.
We've got our head brewer, and he's got more hair on his chin than on his scalp, John Ruyak. And I am your host with the most, Jeff Eccles. How you guys doing?
The most what? Mispronunciations of Italian grape varieties? Okay.
Yes, that is my goal. Bucket list check.
Differentiation. What?
We were talking a little bit about the beer I was going to drink for the show tonight, and I could not find amongst our hosts and our guests who brews this magnificent beverage. And I looked it up, and it's brewed by Carlsberg, so it's a well-known brewery. But you know, when you look things up on Google, it gives you a little bit of a rating, and this one has a 6% rating, less than 1 star. So I'm excited to try this.
Wow. That's a 0.6 on my patented scale of 1 to 10.
Right.
Actually, 0 to 10, apparently. I had to lower the scale to get that in.
Oh my goodness. That's impressive, John. I can't wait to hear it. Before we get into what everybody's drinking, though, I just want to bring our guest in. Because I mean, at this point, she's basically part of the family. Our guest tonight first appeared on We Like Drinking back in episode 86. And since then, we've barely been able to make it, and this is honest truth, 20 episodes without having her back on the show. Her company, Brew Cruz, offers guided tours of the craft brewery scene in beautiful Santa Cruz, California, via a refurbished 1989 Thomas International bus. But wait, there's more that we'll be talking about soon enough. Hopefully she's not suffering from a walking injury, the plague, or any of the other things that have befell her when she's been on the show before. Please welcome back, for her 5th time on the show, please raise your glasses for Annie Wolf-Pautsch. How you doing, Annie?
Woo! Happy New Year. Very, very good today. Very enthusiastic. Don't have a beard. That's okay. I have a beer instead. Good to be back.
It's awesome to have you. We tried to get Annie on to close the year out, but it just didn't work out. So we were able to get her on as soon as we possibly could. And here we go, folks. It's always fun to have you on, Annie.
Always good to be on.
All right. So we got Annie back on, but let's walk through. Jeff Solomon.
Yeah.
Our brother.
What? Huh? What?
What's in your glass tonight?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Whoa. You scared me. I should have anticipated that question, too. Tonight, I am drinking a double IPA from Knee Deep Brewing Company. This is their Tahoe Deep. Never seen this one before, but it comes in a can. This is perfect for putting in your snow pants when you go snowboarding or skiing. If the snow ever comes, that'd be fantastic. And if for some reason I happen to be a knucklehead and finish that tonight, I got another beer in a cardboard box. This is the Firestone Walker 2017 Velvet Merkin. Oh, wow.
And if you could quickly explain what a merkin is to everybody.
It's a family show, right? I think it has something to do with like the groinal area and stuff. Marcello, send me a text. Remind me what a merkin is. I think it has to do with like there's some debate about the word chode and what it means, but I think it involves that.
It's a wig for your vagina.
There you go. Same difference.
Same. And if Annie's on the show, we're going places we usually don't go. So,
hey, it's 2018, man.
The year of the merkin.
Get with the program, guys.
No joke.
Right,
that was the name of one of my neighbor's dogs growing up too. So like honestly, like people talk about merkin, and I just think of like this really cute
Was the dog always sitting on the owner's lap?
Yeah, no. The dog did bite me in the face when I was like 3, so I've got a.
Wow, that's way too much Freud going on there.
Was the dog like constantly shaved?
Oh my god! No, Merkin was a sweet dog. I'm sorry. They had very creative names for their dogs. I'm sorry, man. I don't know what to say.
All right, with that, John Ruyak, I didn't think we could go any lower than your beer, but we have. So let's raise it up a notch and see what you're drinking.
Well, first of all, Tahoe Deep, isn't that kind of an oxymoron? Because Lake Tahoe's not that deep, is it?
Hey, man, after La Nina it got kind of deep again, but I remember a couple years ago where like you could basically walk out to the center almost, depending on where you were. Like, yeah, getting bummed out. Screw you, global warming. All right.
So anyway, tonight, I just want to say before I reveal the name of this beer that I will say that it's very clear and there's a lot of bubbles in it.
It is very clear.
So
highlight.
Though I am drinking from Carlsberg Brewery, AC/DC Rock or Bust.
God.
The Australian hard rock beer. So apparently it's part of a series. So I don't know.
It was canceled after how many episodes?
Right, I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Halloween Part 3 was part of a series that wasn't good either. Troll 2, anybody? Okay, all right.
So my new tagline is I drink all the bad beers so you don't have to on the show.
I'm glad that he's the guy that makes brewing decisions in Costa Rica.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like he needs a graphic right now.
Oh, that's
a pained look that you have on your face, John.
I don't know if I'll be able to finish this. Oh my god. Remember that Russian beer I had about 70 episodes ago? Oh,
yeah, that cost like 10 cents.
Yeah, that was like 500 colonies for a can, like less than $1. Woo. That's pretty low quality stuff there. All right. I do have a better beer to back it up. So if I have to pour this out, I do have this Königsbacher, which I tried yesterday, which is, if you ever find this in a can anywhere, this is not too bad. Königsbacher, this actual German Pilsner.
All right. Are you just going straight to that?
I might. I mean, I think I've taken enough sips to put it on Untapped and give it a 0.5 star, so we're good.
All right, Annie. Let's see. In the past, you've drank whiskey. I think you were drinking some Robitussin on one episode. What do you?
Today, since my taste buds are intact, I'm drinking my favorite Discretion Brewing. Got to keep it local. Foggy Forest IPA, which they just started canning. But most importantly, is what I'm drinking it out of.
Oh,
which always it's a surprise what's in it. This is not just for coffee or tea, folks. I drink alcohol, beer, wine. It's a great vessel and very classy.
So Eccles, real quick. Mine is the first casualty because the dude who was watching our dogs while we were in Oregon broke my We Like Drinking mug.
No.
Yes.
Dude, I think you're gonna have to step up your Patreon membership to.
Oh, that's awesome, Andy. Thank you. You know what? It is a good coffee mug.
It's a great coffee mug. I use it all the time. It's actually it's stained several different colors inside because I use it so frequently. That's when you know.
That is the sign of quality and that it gets enough use. All right. Annie, so happy to have you on the show 5 times. You must feel like queen of the world, that you are like now our all-time leading guest.
I really do. I mean, you know, when I listen to episodes and I'm not on and I feel like FOMO, that's when you know. It's the fear of missing out and not being on those episodes. So while I've not let you off the hook and we still have to do that extreme elimination challenge that we talked about many times ago. It's always a pleasure to be back on. I love you guys, and I'm really, really optimistic and happy about this year for mankind. So
excellent.
Good to be on.
Excellent. So let's get to it. All right. So as a recap, last time Annie Wolf-Pautsch was on the We Like Drinking podcast. With that episode, you had just picked up the VW bus.
Yes.
Slow boy.
And just sprained both ankles.
And we're hobbling into breweries all over Santa Cruz with people wondering if you were hammered.
Yes.
And you had just gotten the paint done on it, I believe.
Yes.
And it was off to get the interior done. So since then, catch us up on what's the haps with the slow boy.
Well, so since then, interior got finished. I managed to, right before I went to go shovel water out of my sister's house that flooded in Houston, have slow boy off for her house flooded, for his very first tour, which was awesome. A family of 4 was on, and my husband was an amazing first driver while I was in Houston. And he did 3 other ones after that, sort of as like trial runs. All of them were going well, and then reality and a bit of fear hit, and I pulled the reins on slow boy and sort of had a revamp of what I wanted to do with him. And now I'm happy to say that he is lined with one of the best hotels in town. All of the ducks are in a row, and slow boy is ready to go. And we're doing a big opening at the Dream Inn next weekend. and he'll be off and running.
Yeah.
So good stuff. Very good
That's-
stuff.
So are you doing something different with Slow Boy then?
Well, so I think when I last talked to you guys, it was like I promised you curtains first and foremost.
Curtains were very important to Jeff Solomon.
Yes.
Curtains were really important to Solomon, but as it turns out, curtains up the creep factor.
Only
For right now,
only by like 90%.
Oh, but
Yeah,
only if
right
they have little tassels on them.
It's not like it's not like Slow Boy was
Well-
windowless. That would have been messed up. But
you know. Well, the point is to be able to see out and see beautiful Santa Cruz while you're cruising. So no curtains, but interior is spotless and still looks very vintage. And the bus is looking and feeling better. Since then, I actually also refinished the roof rack, put that on, had a pyramid made. My idea was sort of to have like similar to what you'd see on, not like, I don't want to say a pizza delivery car, but something that would be light up and awesome. And pyramid is, or my triangle is my logo. So we made this awesome light up pyramid that reflects the light in the daytime and then lights up at night.
Nice.
So that sits top in. It kind of looks like a shark fin shooting through West Cliff, and yeah, it's all good times.
There you go.
It's all good times. I can't wait to have the three of you sitting in the back of Slow Boy, cruising along, trying not to spill your shitty beer and wine.
It's got to happen. It's got to happen.
I
Maybe
know
this summer,
it has
guys.
to happen. I mean,
Well,
do you want to bring up that we tried to meet Jeff in Denver unsuccessfully?
Like twice now. Like GA. So Annie was in Colorado for the Great American Beer Festival, and I obviously was up there for the Great American Beer Festival. And so we, unfortunately, the big mistake was we didn't say, let's meet at this place at this time. We said, we'll just wing it and text.
Yeah,
and then
we used emojis and excitement to guide our way through a convention center.
Because it's not that big. I mean, it's big, but it's really not that big. But when you can't get a signal unless you're like hanging out a window, it makes it tough to. Okay, I'm at C now, and then you go to C, and okay, I'm hanging out with, who is it? Hacksaw Jim Duggan now, and a whole night of just. I'd get 4 text messages in 5 seconds because I finally got a signal and we were not able to meet up. And then you're out for Christmas.
Yeah.
And I had the work week from hell and wasn't able to leave my house for like 10 days and couldn't make it up again. So 2 fails on my part, big time.
It's okay. When we all finally have a reunion, it's going to be glorious.
It's going to be
actually
epic.
Are any of you going to make it to the SF Beer Week? I'm looking at you, Solomon.
I mean, maybe.
Opening night gala.
I got all these kids. You know what, though? So Marcello is watching the show right now, and he is currently planning his future nuptials. So I'm going to be throwing a bachelor party for my dad within the next couple of months, and I think we're going to have to go on the Brew Cruise for it.
Oh,
Dude,
yes.
That needs to happen.
Oh, yes. I'll come to you. I'll come to Marcello.
Oh, that'd be awesome. He's watching right now. He's pounding some Franciscan Magnificat right now. He is meritaging it up right now. He's excited.
So now, Annie, you're partnering Slow Boy with a hotel, or you're just having the debut at the hotel?
Both. So sort of my whole thing with Slow Boy, and I mean, we talked about it the last time, but was that while my main goal is to get as many people as possible out into the awesome community here, the craft beer community here, I felt very strongly about getting all the small groups that come into town and also want to hit a bunch of breweries in a local experiential way. And so Slow Boy is just that. So I'm going to start off with tours on Saturday and Sunday. The bus can seat 7, and they'll be going to 4 different breweries. We're doing a West Side route to start off. I start to add more routes, and then hopefully as it continues to get booked, then I'll be able to do 2 every Saturday and 2 every Sunday, and kind of go from there and build up to summer. But my husband and I travel a ton for leisure, and a lot of our determining factors of where we like to visit is on breweries. And as a couple of 2, we're always looking for good activities for small groups, and so I'm trying to sort of fill that gap with the VW bus.
That's awesome.
Very cool. I'm really excited, and I'm learning to drive it. I drive Betty Jane like a beast, the International, but Slow Boy is another thing altogether.
A whole different animal.
Yeah, a whole different animal. But having a good time with.
In a VW bus, does it seem like your head's hanging out the window when you're looking at the road as you're going over it? Is that part of the deal?
Yes. Yeah. And I shouldn't even say this, but so last night I interviewed a driver that I think will actually start driving for the tours, and he's got a lot of experience and has rebuilt VWs and everything, but he did mention that he's been YouTubing VW bus crashes and that he's interested in the liability insurance. And I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Keep your attention, but yeah, you are very, very close to the windshield. I'm a little less close because I'm a little smaller, but it's you're up close and personal. Have you ever driven a VW bus?
My best friend growing up, they had one, and his mom would occasionally drive us to go skiing about a half an hour away, and for some reason I would end up in the front seat a lot. And I'm like, I mean, it was a different experience than having 4 or 5 feet of good old American steel in between you and whatever you're going to hit.
You were driving in the snow?
In Buffalo, New York. Shoot, yeah. They're built in Germany. They're made for snow, even with those bald tires they put on them at the factory.
No, they are. There's an amazing documentary actually called The Bus. It's on Netflix, and I would recommend anyone watching it. Gives you some good insight into vehicles.
All I'm thinking about is John goes, and I always ended up in the front, and I just envision her slamming on the brakes, and he just rolls.
Oh, I was envisioning and Stacy's mom has got
I call shotgun. This is.
Guess everyone's falling asleep. I'll crawl up.
Awesome, Jeff. Any questions or follow-ups from any of the last 4 episodes?
Yeah, well, I it's your 5th time on the show, and I just can't help but think about Saturday Night Live and how whenever we have a guest, they are a host for the 5th time, and they talk about the 5-timers club, and I'm just wondering if you got the robe in the mail. I'm wondering if you're hanging out with Tom Hanks and Paul Simon and Steve Martin now. Like, how does it feel to be a 5-timer?
It feels so good. I guess, my robe is the mug, and that's why I brought it on, just to show it off. I really do feel an air of confidence and sort of ownership that I've never felt before logging into tonight's episode.
It's kind of like Don Rickles used to be on the Tonight Show.
So I also wanted to know about something else, because we obviously, as a beer and wine podcast, we talk a lot about your connection with the brewing community in Santa Cruz, but just happened to see something today that I wasn't like fully aware of. You're involved in an award show in Santa Cruz.
Yes, the Nexties.
Tell us about that a little bit, because I know you had won one a while ago, but what's going on with that?
Yeah, so actually one of the previous mayors of Santa Cruz and a couple other business owners many years back, I think 7 years now ago, started sort of a local awards show, I guess, if it were, to highlight people doing cool things around Santa Cruz. And it's grown into, I mean, they rent out the Rio Theater, and it's every March, and it's awesome. And it not only gives sort of credit where credit's due, but also it brings to light businesses or individuals that you might not have heard of because they're not as mainstream, but that are, just doing really positive, innovative things for Santa Cruz and for our community. And as you know, because you've been down here and you still live here, like Santa Cruz is crazy right now. I mean, there's new stuff popping up left and right. I mean, it's every week you kind of hear about something new. So this award ceremony is, it's not just like a pat yourself on the back and let's take pictures. It gives you a platform to sort of speak about what you've been doing as well. And it's open to the community to vote. So although I'm on the committee and I'm excited to be on it this year, it really is like the votes that come in, and then we sort of analyze, each group that's voted for, and award them on what is due. So yeah, the Nexties, and it's in March, and it's a really good time. And there's bands that play, and there's food. And last year I wore a kimono when I got to give.
Nice.
I'm just talking about the like heart and soul of it, and being humble. And I'm like, oh, last year the fashion was off the hook.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, it's another reason for folks to get out to Santa Cruz, to jump on a brew cruise, to hit up an award show. And I do just want to say, from one award winner to another, I just have to say, like, I just think that's awesome that we're reaching out to local businesses and supporting each other, just like our Patreons support this amazing podcast.
Ooh, segue. I love it. Yes, I couldn't agree more. And I think also, I mean, just to touch on that, like, listen, there's a lot of reasons that people start businesses, and one of them shouldn't be to get recognition in the community, or at least, in your business model, that shouldn't be the core of it. But it is nice to sort of highlight people that are doing good things, and then see what can grow from there. Because I know there's a lot of connections that build from Nexties winners and people that have been nominated. And the guy that puts it all on, Matthew Swinnerton, Santa Cruz in Town, which every single month highlights people in the community, and he always does different themed events, and then different businesses will give their services for beer or wine or food or whatever. So it's all good in the hood. Like, it's a really cool community,
and it's
2 thumbs up.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful hood, that Santa Cruz.
I know, you miss it
all the time.
All the time.
Awesome. And as a reminder, folks, we're talking to Annie Wolf-Pautsch this evening, drinking out of her We Like Drinking coffee mug. The founder of the Santa Cruz Brew Cruz. Check it out at scbrewcruz.com to get yourself booked on Slow Boy, or is it Betty
Jane.
Betty Jane.
Although next time I'm on, and I mean, again, I'm putting the cart before the horse here.
Yeah.
Because the 6th time would be really, I mean, 6 time, like this is feeling,
It's got to happen. Count out 20 weeks from tonight, and it'll probably be about.
But yeah, I just lost my train of thought because I'm so excited. Oh, Betty Jane may, in the next time we talk, be Mary Jane, because that could be a whole nother mess, and I'll talk about that on the next show. I've been getting a lot of questions from local dispensaries when the marijuana tours are going to be beginning.
Oh, there you go. So you're going to have to disable the smoke detector on.
That's amazing.
Well, California legalized, or I mean,
Are you going to have to sequester the driver so that they don't get a contact high?
Annie's going to be driving in a bubble. She's just going to have those things
living in Colorado, he would know with all the weed tours happening out there. I mean, that's really the model.
Yeah, it's amazing how little my life has been affected by.
I'm just envisioning, those big like bubbles that they roll people down the hills in, like that's
it's called sorbing. Yeah,
sorbing. She'll be in a zorb.
I could just see the smoke just billowing from the windows of Mary Jane. That's incredible. That's such an amazing idea. Holy cow.
Well, we'll see. Actually, word around the campfire is that Oakland is already launching a weed tourism bus-based business. And I do know that the term, or the, not only the term, but the www.cannabus, which would have been perfect.
Yeah.
But, I'm going to look to Oakland to see sort of how they navigate their way through the laws and regulations.
How about high rollers? High rollers.
Whoa.
Hey, I like it, John. High rollers.
All right, and if you just can't get enough of Annie, check out welikedrinking.com/podcast and get yourself episode 86, 90, 110, 133, and you're already listening to 158, but you may as well download it again. I mean, just do it.
If you can see me right now, I'm totally pulling a voice.
158.
I was just thinking about the new Mary Jane bus. Have you ever listened to episode 158 on weed? So good. You just got to press play after the third roar of the lion.
What are you drinking tonight?
I'm popping open that other can, so you know what that means.
It means the fridge is too close to you.
that means the best way to enjoy that first beer is by pouring it down the sink.
Oh wow!
Oh, I didn't. Oh, John just ran off.
He just left the show. He didn't like our reaction there.
Fortunately, the sink is close by too.
John, there you go. All right, that just happened. Yeah, I didn't even get into this. I was so excited to talk about Slow Boy. I'm drinking the Veluco Vineyards, Sonoma County 2012 Cabernet Sauvignon. Thing is, like, I think they macerated this for 8 weeks. This thing is a fruit bomb going on right here. Real good though. I mean, well balanced, but man, this is. Can you see how dark this thing is? Look at this thing.
Yeah, man. That's dark to the arc.
It is.
That's like Nosferatu. blood.
It's not like AC/DC brew, that's for sure. All right, guys. Anything else for Annie before we get into the rest of this hot mess?
We're just so excited to have Annie back on the show. Apparently, it's once every 20, but man, it seems like forever. Thanks for coming back.
My pleasure. Thank you guys so much for letting me come back. And really, really quick, since I last saw you, I did get a puppy, and she is right here. Can I just show you her?
Yes.
That's McCovey after Willie McCovey.
Oh, what a sweetie. Oh my goodness.
Buddy.
Good girl.
Hey man,
Anyway.
while we're on this dog break, I just got a question from a viewer. No joke. It says, how do we become patrons of the show?
Do you want to field that one, Jeff?
Yeah, well, what you can do is really the easiest way is just go to welikedrinking.com. You're going to see like about halfway down your screen on the right side, it'll say become a patron. Click that link and you'll be good to go. You could also go to welikedrinking.com/pledge to find out how you can make your favorite drinking show that much better.
That's right. And once you get there, when you get signed on, you just choose a level that you want to contribute to, and you just sign up from there. It's real simple. We've got all kinds of levels from $1 to $20 a month. It's just you just build it on a monthly basis, and you get all kinds of cool rewards. We got T-shirts, we got stickers, you get early access to the show, early access to videos, all kinds of cool stuff to get in there. But yeah, we'd love to have you, viewer/listener/texter, whatever it is.
/friend.
So
Annie,
just real quick. You know,
Yeah.
You said you had some news about Betty Jane, and I thought it was going to be something like she'd spent too much time in the garage with Slow Boy, and I thought maybe you were going to be expecting her to kick out a couple of smaller buses for other stuff. So,
Like a Razor scooter pops out the trunk. Pair of rollerblades.
Actually, I could envision a pair of like forest green rollerblades with little tiny wooden stripes on the sides, white wheels, just cruising down slowly.
and some tassels around the side to signify the curtains that are no longer there.
So what was your question, John?
oh, that was it. I was kind of disappointed to
Okay.
find out that Betty Jane isn't expecting.
Most of the time, John speaks. There's
Betty
no
Jane
question.
is not expecting. A Slow Boy I almost look at as more of a little brother to her than a child. But you can look at it whatever way you want. I mean, Slow Boy is a like fraction of the size of a short bus. Still fits
But-
a lot of passengers.
But still, nature finds a way.
Nature
Oh my
finds a-
God.
John again back to his cruising up to the ski slopes with some with his buddy's mom in the front seat.
Also, how many times has Razor Scooter been mentioned on your show? Have you been just dying to say Razor Scooter?
No, all the cool kids in Santa Cruz on West Cliff are doing like those sweet 360 little spins with their Razor scooters. Where you
Like
almost
the
feel
only
like
trick you can do with a Razor scooter.
You know
Yeah.
what's been happening lately? I've had groups and we do that West Cliff cruise, and the Segway Santa Cruz is out as well. And everyone goes to one side of the bus while we're cruising and just starts shouting, Segway, Segway, Segway. and all the Segway people that are out get really excited, but they can't take their hands off of the handle. So they can't really shout back. So it's kind of just like a little shimmy and like a smile back. There's a lot of people out. It's kind of amazing when it happens.
Does a bus list does it get a little hard to steer when you got everybody over on one side?
Little bit, yeah. It's side heavy, which
You really there needs to be a Brew Cruz documentary. I mean, there really does.
The only way that there could be a Brew Cruz documentary is if it was in like best in show form. Like I refuse to have it.
I can totally see this. This is
Final Tab, best in show.
Right. Yep.
You know what it is?
You guys would obviously be interviewed.
This is like an 8-episode Netflix miniseries right here. It's like Glow on steroids.
Just montages of me aggressively scrubbing the upholstery inside.
This is the one episode where you lose it and you go, just sit down. Sit down. Shut up.
And then after all that, they pan to Solomon sleeping on one of the benches in the back.
We got stuck in traffic, okay? It was unexpected.
Oh goodness! All right,
with the windows couldn't roll down. Everybody fell asleep.
Roll down, Jesus, John.
Or slide down, whatever. Well, man.
All right, Annie, thank you so much for coming on yet again. We look forward to the 6th time. We're going to get into the rest of this hot mess. We've already gone way long, but we can't have an episode without grape hop or pop culture reference. This is where I give these guys a term, and they tell me if they think it's a wine grape, a beer hop, or a pop culture reference. All right, here we go, guys. The term this week is Omayakon. So Omayakon is Omayakon, a wine grape, a beer hop, or a pop culture reference. Jeff, I think you kicked it off last week. So John Ruyak.
Well, the question on everybody's lips is,
how
can
do
you spell that for us,
How
Jeff?
do you spell it? O-Y-A-K-O-N. Oh my Akon.
I got it. Exactly.
All right. So John,
our resort. You stated our resort before. We'd like to see if you'd like to come back again. Omayakon. You know, I think as much as I want to say it's some sort of weird pop culture reference about electric dreams or something strange like that, I'm going to go with it's a Russian hop.
A Russian hop from John Rio. The brewery guy says a Russian hop. All right, Annie Wolf-Pautsch.
I've lost this game the last now 4 times. Now I'm not even going to say 5 times. And every time John is right. So I'm going to go ahead and say it's a grape.
Oh, wine grape.
No, I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna agree with John. Just to jump on the
okay.
band. I'm gonna say it's a hop.
Russian hop. All right.
Yeah, Russian hop.
2 Russian hops.
It is Omayakon.
Jeff Solomon.
Omayakon is a game, but not spelled the same way.
Okay. Okay. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Jeff Solomon.
Well, obviously you aren't as well schooled as I am, and you're not fans of George Takei. Oh my is my catchphrase, and I'm going to say oh my con is the George Takei International Conference for George Takei Predators. Oh my. Was I close?
like I almost want to give it to you just because that's a genius answer, Jeff Solomon.
Was that good? Be honest, because I've never heard myself do a George Takei impression. Was that good, or was that
terrible?
Okay, all right.
Terrible.
All right,
George Takei's on the hot seat right now, so
But are you going? What are you going?
Yeah, I'm going with it's the George Takei International Conference, obviously.
Right. So you're going with a pop culture reference then?
Yeah. Well, no, it's a hop.
All right. I got all kinds of points to hand out here for this one. Jeff Solomon, you get some points because it is a pop culture reference. So you get points there. But I'm giving points to the other two because Omayakan is a Russian village, and it is the coldest village on Earth. That this week so last year, as part of a tourist thing, they installed a digital thermometer to show how cold it was, and it got so cold there this week that it broke.
That the place where everybody's eyelashes froze?
Yes, where their eyelashes were frozen. Yes, that's it. It got to
88 below zero.
It got to 62 degrees Celsius below zero before it broke, which to us is 80 below. And the local says it got to 68 degrees below Celsius, which is freaking 90 degrees below zero. And so
that's only 20 degrees off from the coldest place on Earth, which was recorded at near the South Pole someplace. That's global warming, folks.
There's the best thing about that story is that you put up a clock for tourists. Who the hell is going to go? Hey, it's only 90 below. Let's go there for vacation. All right.
Yeah, let's go freeze our whale testicles off.
Oh.
Yeah, frozen whale testicles. That's the word.
I believe we've discussed whale testicles on a previous episode.
Oh my.
Oh my.
That was a much better impression, Jeff Solomon.
All right. Thank you. By the way, this Velvet Merkin is delicious. I'm conquering my childhood fears. Okay.
Let's see. All right. So I run through the show here. We got through our Patreon plug. We got through panel introductions. We got through great pop and pop culture reference, and we're 50 minutes in. So, all right. So we're just gonna skip booze news this week, John. So we'll have to talk about your Commando beer next week. I know. Because time for, I don't even think I have this audio loaded anymore. So we're just going to say it's time for Ask the Panel. This is where you listeners get us to ask us a question about wine or beer. If you have something you want to ask us, what is that? What does that say? Oh, okay. All right, Andy, I got you. I almost read that. Our listener this week is from Dolly. Dolly always likes to chat with us, and he says, "Hey guys, hope the new year is going well for you. I'm in need of advice. Our older son got engaged over the holidays. Wedding is this fall. They're looking at honeymooning in Napa. His fiance has been there before, so she knows all the fun stuff to do. However, they're not sure where to stay. Any recommendations on a nice hotel resort that would be a good for such an occasion? I gotta figure Solomon would have some insight. He's from that general area. Plus, he's an award-winning podcaster, a fantasy football champion, and a second-place finisher in the WLD Beer Mile." That's right. But seriously, any info you can give would be very much appreciated. P.S. to Jeff Solomon. Nice move by the Giants picking up Kutch. He's still got some miles left on him. Pirates suck and should be disbanded.
Can we move backwards on this?
Yeah, do what you want to do.
I love Andrew McCutcheon. I have been so just, head down and focused on football the last couple of months that like all these like winter trades and talks and everything, it's like I just haven't even been paying attention. I didn't even know the Giants were thinking about making a move like that. I love this dude so much, and I'm so excited. You know, we got him for a year. I'd love to see him like negotiate a new contract right now. Give McCutcheon 5 years. Like, he's somebody you could really groove on. I'm so
Really?
happy. Oh, I love
Isn't
McCutcheon.
He's over. Now, then don't get me wrong. He's always been a Rockies killer. So whenever the Rockies played the Pirates, it was like, oh shit, McCutcheon's up the bat, and there's somebody on second base. This is an RBI for him. Is he a giant killer too? Because sometimes it doesn't always translate.
No. This is me as like a fantasy baseball dude, like just loving a 5-tool guy. And yeah, he's not getting the stolen bases like he used to, but Major League Baseball isn't stealing bases like they used to. So like his 15 to 20 stolen bases a year on top of 20 to 30 home runs that he's going to get this year, paired up with Evan Longoria batting behind him. It's going to be really, really fun in San Francisco this year. Go Giants! Hum baby! All right, now getting back to, and by the way, he's teamed up with his old teammate Mark Melancon. Is their closer. So, you know, there's some synergy there because everybody knows right fielder and a closer are like best friends. Always. So
by the bullpen. Anyway.
So Dolly, first off, Mazel tov, man. Like right? I'm thinking about, you know, my kids growing up and getting engaged and getting married and man, that's awesome. So congratulations. As far as where to stay in Napa, you know, I guess I would look at it this way. Like if you're talking about a honeymoon spot and you're saying like, you know, sparing no expense and let's just do this thing. You know, a lot of people have some really awesome things to say about the Meritage Resort and Spa. A lot of people are big fans of that. But I will say if you go to a place like Hotel Advisor, I bet you could find some comparable resort type places. And you can really get a feel from folks that have stayed there because I've never been to a resort when I was staying in Napa. The times that I have gone, I have either stayed at, you know, a medium range type of hotel that offers breakfast because that's huge for me. So things like there's an Embassy Suites there. And honestly, it's like save a little bit of money there, eat your breakfast, and then just be baller status when you're tasting, you know, the money that you save. And by the way, it's not cheap. It's going to be like around $200 a night. But for the money that you save there, you're going to be able to do some a lot more fun tastings. Also, I've really enjoyed staying at the River Terrace Inn, which is really close to the Oxbow Market and downtown Napa, which is kind of badass. So, you know, after you're done wine tasting, you know, the only place that's really like open and popping after like 6 p.m. is downtown Napa. So you're close enough that you can walk down there, go out to dinner, hit up a few dive bars. Dive bars are a great place to go after wine tasting all day because sometimes you really do want like a Miller High Life. Those are the times. I will also say, and I was having a lot of conversations with Kara right before the show, and we were talking about, of all the times we've stayed in Napa, the times that we enjoyed the most was when we stayed at just very much like these hole-in-the-wall type of bed and breakfast type of places. You know, these are folks that oftentimes move to wine country because they were in love with the culture. They are very much in tune with all the restaurants that are available, all the wineries. They've got, you know, the little inside deals and the hookups. You know, going somewhere like that is just, it's super charming. It's just, to me, I'm a big fan of a bed and breakfast.
I agree.
And really, you know, I've only stayed at a couple. I'd imagine there's 20 or 30 more that are just as good that I've never been to. So I might explore that route. For the honeymooner, God, man, I think bed and breakfast is the way to go. And honestly, I think it's probably going to be your cheapest option of the three things that I talked about.
John Riak is just shaking his head.
We need to edit something out. I have guests here. The consultant Drew is here, so I just want to introduce myself real quick. And Eric's here, so everybody yell at Eric. So give me just a second. We're gonna need to edit this. Yeah, shut up, Jeff. He says.
Go play.
I'll be back in a second.
Eric. All right, so Annie.
Yes.
Hold on. Should I just eject him? Here, I'm going to mute him real quick. All right. Annie, do you have any thoughts on this for Dolly?
I'm such an Airbnb person, and I've actually done so many absolutely gorgeous, quaint, lovely. I mean, I love Napa. I don't actually go up there to wine taste as much as I go up to be on like the river and hang out, I guess. But yeah, I would say Airbnb. I mean, we've stayed in some really adorable places that are super romantic, and I feel like for a honeymoon, that's what you want. With that being said, what Jeff was saying, for having a place that is sort of inclusive, where you have meals and air conditioning or heat if you need it, and the room cleanup and that kind of stuff. That's also nice for a honeymoon. So Jeff gave a really good a plethora of different examples of places. But yeah, Airbnb is what I would do.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I kind of agree with both of you and Dolly. Absolutely. Congratulations to your son and his future wife. That's super awesome. You'll have to let us know when the wedding is. There might be some we like drinking stuff might have to show up there.
That'd be great. You don't know me, but your father-in-law is a big fan of our show.
By the way, we like drinking for this bottle of champagne. Even in your bridal suite.
Why did everybody get coffee mugs? What the hell is going on? I guess Dolly, not knowing your son and his future wife, what really are they looking for? Are they looking for the posh, luxurious accommodations than like the Meritage that Jeff was talking about? Or, are they looking more for the overall experience of it all and kind of getting into being in Napa, and then the bed and breakfast or the Airbnb, if they really want to just do their own thing, might be good options. And Airbnb, the thing about Airbnb, you just kind of always got to kind of keep your eye out on what's available and what's changing. But there's some really cool stuff on Airbnb if they're really just wanting to like feel like they live there and have their own pad. Other than that, I think the bed and breakfast is a really good option because, you're on your honeymoon, you get to meet other couples that are staying at the Airbnb, get to know them, get the inside information like Jeff was saying. I think that's a really good option to go with. But really, it comes down to what they're looking for out of their hoteling experience. But really, the biggest thing is congratulations. I think that's awesome. I'm super excited for you and super excited for your family.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right, Dolly, thank you. As always, thank you for the questions, Dolly. We always look for it's so funny. Like every time Dolly sends me an email, like that day beforehand, I'm like, man, I haven't heard from Dolly in a while. I wonder what that guy's doing. And then like an hour later, an email shows up. So it's pretty awesome. All right. So Dolly, let us know what they decide. And for real, let us know when the wedding is. And with that, we're going to move into What's up? So what do we have our eyes on, or what do we? Hi, Eric. Good to see you, Eric. I recognize those sausage figures anywhere. What do we have our eyes on, or what do we have coming up? John doesn't have anything because he's fraternizing. Next week, listeners. Wait, here it comes.
There he is.
There he is. He looks like he's being berated right now. He's being told.
Because you still muted him.
I'm really not that bad, you guys. I don't know what. Why don't you just go to hell? Oh my. Okay.
I have to finish the show, guys. I can't leave until I finish the show.
Next week, listeners, be sure to check out the show out. We're going to have Lori from Dracino Wines on. Recently awarded double gold in the San Francisco wine competition for their award-winning Cabernet Franc.
And also, I mean, she makes amazing wine, but she's also a really good wine blogger. She's nominated for a pretty fancy award that could win her a trip to Bordeaux right now.
That's right.
If I could pronounce the name of it, it's like blah, 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 blah.
Of course.
She's a
I know it well.
Congratulations, Lori, on the Murmurer nomination. And Jeff Kralik as well. Jeff Kralik is up for one as well.
And Ryan O'Hara, the fermented fruit, is up for that too.
Yeah, the same one.
Friggin' A, man. Who'd you vote for?
All right.
Headphones are back on.
Yeah, and let's see how long it takes him to realize that he's muted. He's talking. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
We're getting some M&M signals up in here.
Am I on now?
Yeah, you are.
John, what do you have coming up?
What do I have coming up? Well, we're really going to fire up the system this week. I mean, really, truthfully, honest to goodness, yeah. So, yeah, we actually, well, I'll tell you what, we put we got the burners put on the kettle and the HLT, the hot liquor tank, about a week ago. And I turned them on for the boil kettle just to get some boil off rate so I can adjust the recipes. And it didn't raise the temperature, but 15 degrees Celsius in an hour and a half of this thing firing away. And it sucked down 3/4 of a tank of propane. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to even brew tomorrow. And finally, the technician's working on saying, we don't have a large enough orifice on the gas inlet. So he found it, and yeah, it sounds like a race car. I mean, it's just like, and you can hear it just ramping up the heat going into the firebox in the bottom of these vessels, and just holy crap, is it hot? And he got one of those laser things that tests the temperature in the stack. Mm-hmm. So he went to the one Walmart in Costa Rica and got this laser sensor, and the stack is 268 degrees Celsius, which is like 485 degrees Fahrenheit, and the silicone sealant that he put around the vents up on the roof started melting, and coming down and burning. So he's got to re-silicone that with a higher temp silicone to seal that stuff off. So yeah, fun stuff. You know, it's a learning experience for everybody.
That's right. Did you get the water test complete, or is that not done yet?
No, we haven't done a complete water test. I turned on the recirculating pump for the hot liquor tank today, and I said, Eric, I mean, it was hilarious. I mean, there was water leaking just spraying everywhere. It was like tiny little showers throughout the brewery. Like, I was
like
running
Madonna's
around
rain video.
Yes, something like that. Something like that. Just cranking down all these tri-clamps to get these things to stop leaking just all over the place. It was funny. It was just like, oh my God, there's water everywhere. So
I don't think he got your Madonna reference. He's more of a Rihanna fan.
Don, do you remember that video?
I do.
Yeah, Madonna. No, I don't pay attention to her.
All right, and
Now,
last minute, Jeff, what's
Mariah
up?
Carey.
Oh, well, that's another show. Although she did show up a little bit better for New Year's Eve this year than last.
Yeah, man. Could somebody
She
get her
did.
a cup of tea, though? Hey, so reminder, the morning of the 31st, get out, look west. If you don't see anything, look east. There's a super, or north or south, one of those places. There's a super blue blood eclipse moon. It happens once every 150 years. It doesn't mean anything. You should take a look.
All right, well, when all that shit is happening, it is thankfully. Oh no, it's not, because the button's not working. Of course, it's finally. Last call.
Last call. Dramatic pause.
clean
Last
house.
call.
Clean house and go look for some super moons. So you know what we like to do here, folks. Follow us on all the stuffs. We like drinking on Facebook and Instagram. We like drinking one on the Twitters. Annie, where can the listeners, besides scbrewcruise.com, where can they find you on the socials?
Instagram for show. So just look up SE Brew Cruz on Instagram. Also, I don't do Twitter because it's associated with the president. Don't look there. Go to Facebook as well. And then obviously subscribe to We Like Drinking. And I am on here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Instagram is the place for SC Brew Cruz. It really is. It's you guys have some. It just looks like so much fun. You guys,
that's all done with my Pixel. Broke the camera because when I was getting my new case for the phone, I dropped the naked phone. So when I was putting on the new case, the naked phone slipped out of my hand.
And then you stepped off a curb and twisted both ankles.
Yes. But anyways, so yeah, I appreciate you loving the Instagram. That's all done with a cracked phone. What's up?
There you go. With a cracked phone, that's impressive. Also, as we mentioned at the top of the show, the iTunes, aka Apple Podcasts, please log into that hunk of junk and give us a big fat 5-star review and let us know what you think about the show. Guys, we got another 5-star review this week. So thumbs up to the person that left that for us. And
Thanks,
as
Mom.
we mentioned many times, Patreon, welikeDrinking.com/pledge. Find out how you can become a part, not at all owner of the show. And
John, how are things?
Oh, fine.
I know, like he looks like he's about to just start doing throwing up some AC/DC or something. And a lot has happened in this show. You know, John had to get up and leave, and a lot of off camera stuff that we've been talking about. It's a lot to soak in. So now, to like really drive it all home, it's time for Wait, Who Subscribed? Where I give these guys a quote.
Oh.
And they try to tell me, guess what movie it's from. All right. You guys tell me. Quote or the not so obvious quote. What do you want this week?
We get a choice?
Quote.
Yeah, I'm giving you the quote. The quote that you'll get it right away, or the one that it might take you a little bit.
Take a little bit.
Little bit.
Take
yeah.
a little bit.
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little bit.
All right, here we go. So you're a cop, right? That's right. Well, I should probably tell you that I'm taking the bus because I had my driver's license revoked. For what? Speeding.
I got it.
Speeding.
I got it.
All right. Jeff always gets it and always comes up with some outlandish answer. John is shaking his head, and Annie looks
Well,
like
I can't think that it would be as obvious as it is.
It is. It is.
Pretty
It
obvious.
is.
Is
It's pretty obvious. Yeah, it's got to be.
it Speed?
We all
It
three of
is
us got it,
Speed.
right?
Yes, it is
Speed.
Speed.
Yeah, it's got to be
You
Speed.
know that Sandra Bullock's character in that is Annie? Her name is Annie. And do you
Yes,
know
it is.
that I've now dressed up as Annie for my haunted tours in October twice now, and I with the black wig, and I have the perfect shirt and the wife beater and the intense look, and I keep it at 50. I mean,
do you
come on.
really? Do you have the Wildcat coat to go with
Yeah,
it?
exactly. You need the Arizona
Yes,
Wildcat
yes.
coat. There you go.
I could just envision Andy keeping it at 50, going down Pacific, being like, sorry guys, I can't. I'm in character.
Keeping it at 50. I can barely keep it at 50 on Highway 1 on a good day.
Even through
Just fine.
Well done, Annie, and everybody else. Yeah, and that was the hard quote. But moving on, you can also find the show notes for this episode with all the links to the stories or mentions we had at welikedrinking.com/podcast. Oh man. Usually I welcome this time of the show because I'm like, I can end the chaos, but tonight the chaos has been so much fun. I kind of don't want it to end.
Well, let's quickly ask John what happened in his own personal chaos when he went off camera. Dun, 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 dun.
dun 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 dun. Oh, really? You want to know?
I know
No.
you're gone for quite some time.
I was just having a nice conversation with a new person that I just met. So there you go.
Well, that's
There
good.
you
That's good.
And
And
if
to
that-
everyone out there, have a nice conversation with a new person that you meet. And subscribe to We Like
There
Drinking.
you go. New Year's resolutions. Get to know somebody you don't know. Subscribe to the show. Drink from
New
the
Year's
coffee mug. And now it must be the time where I'll say, okay, panel, let's take one last trip around the table and get some final thoughts before we shut off the lights. John Ruyak.
Oh man. Well, in case you haven't already figured it out, AC/DC, great band, terrible beer.
They are not brewers. Any Wolf-Pautsch.
I am counting down the days till my next visit and growing a beard in the meantime. A merkin, if you will. On my
Oh no.
We should just end the show right there. But Jeff Solomon.
Hey man, I never thought I'd get political here, but I'm sorry. I'm a girther. There's no way that Donald Trump is 6'3", 239 pounds. He's off by about 2 inches and about 50 pounds, bro. Don't lie to us anymore. Don't do it.
And I will just say, Annie, 5 times, and it's nowhere near enough. We can't wait to have you back for a 6th episode. It's just got to happen. So thank you so much for coming on the show. Folks, if you're in the area, make sure you book a trip on the SC Brew Cruise. And with that, I'll say thanks again for joining us at the We Like Drinking podcast.
Where you never drink alone.
Thank you very much.
Oh my God.